I ain't been live. I'm still in pain. Still in pain. Let me see if we get some people in the room. See if we get some people in the room. Let's see if we get some people in the room. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's see what's going on, everybody. What's going on? I got to get back in the algorithm. I really, really do. So much going on, but Trump did it again. Trump did it again. Them two down pilots, they have been rescued in Iran. And the Iranian people was stopping the leadership from even going after them. They was blocking them. All right, I'm just gonna get started. Hey, Pop, what is that? Pop Rapper, the rapper. How you doing? How you doing? Shit, damn, I can't believe I did that. Trump escalates threats in a Truth Social post. Nice to see you. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? How y'all doing today? Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Trump did it again. He done rescued them two down pilots. Trump doubles down on threats to Iran after U.S. rescued down airmen. So he rescued both of them. Good, Sandra, good. The U.S. president appeared to set a Tuesday deadline on the Strait of Hormuz, vowing to bomb Iranian infrastructure if Tehran does not comply. He set a new deadline for Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, he wrote, after issuing a profane message renewing threats to bomb power plants and other infrastructure if Tehran does not lift this blockade on the waterway. But the Iranian people stood in the way of their dictatorship from even getting to the pilots that were down. I thought that was phenomenal. I got video on that, which I'll show later. Senior Iranian officials issued their own threats in response to Trump's ultimatum and said the strait will remain blocked until Iran receives pay for war damages. Wow. A U.S. airman whose firefighter jet was shot down over Iran evaded capture for more than a day, hiding alone and scraggling rugged terrain as a massive rescue effort unfolded. Behind the scenes, you see Barack Obama helped France to get some oil, so that was exposed. You're right, Melky. I got to. I got to. You're right. You're right. I haven't yet. I can't reach the damn thing, but you're right. Behind the scenes, Oman has held last year's talks with Iran about the Strait of Hormuz, while Pakistan and Egypt have worked to keep communications open So they're the mediators between Washington and Tehran. Trump declares victory after rescue operations. But threats to U.S. Operation Iran still loom. U.S. President Donald Trump was swift to declare victory at the second crew member of the F-15 fighter jet down over Iran was recovered, claiming that the dramatic and successful rescue in Iranian territory proves once again we have achieved air dominance and superiority. And that's because he was not like Biden and Obama who paid them. He didn't give them shit. He went in and got the people. Observers, however, paint a more complicated picture of what it means for U.S. and Iran. While the mission was a success, the events of the last days in which 2 aircraft were down and at least 1 helicopter was hit by gunfire highlight the threats to U.S. aircraft and personnel remain even after weeks of heavy U.S. and Israeli strikes against Iran's military infrastructure and boasts from the president that Tehran has no anti-aircraft equipment left. Several Washington sources who spoke to BBC speculated that the loss of aircraft and the complexity of the operation to recover the pilots could potentially dissuade Trump from any ground operation to take control of Iran's key oil export terminal at Craig Island and other sites in the Gulf, or seize enriched uranium buried deep in Iran. These operations, scoped by military planners and presented to the president as options, are deeply complex and risk exposing U.S. forces to lingering Iranian capabilities, including difficult to find portable air defense systems known as manpads, which are shoulder launched missiles most effective against low flying aircraft. On the other hand, the fact that U.S. troops were able to enter a contested environment and set up a 4 airfield refueling point under the nose of the Iranians, then hold it for hours while 2 struck aircraft were destroyed and replacements sent might embolden him. It could convince the administration that an airborne or amphibious operation against targets in Iran stands a good chance of success. That message is one that would be heard loud and clear by U.S. service members flying over Iranian skies. The conflict goes on by those preparing for potential deployment. Trump has also sent mixed messages about the path forward, telling reporters in a series of phone calls on Sunday that he believes a deal with Iran is around the corner. If that fails, he said repeatedly on Truth Social, the clock is ticking on a self imposed deadline to begin striking Iranian power plants and bridges. And the Strait of Hormuz was not open. He posted in expletive language Latin message on Sunday to the Iranian people they would be living in hell. In a brief phone interview with Fox, Trump also suggested he might move to take Iran's oil without providing further details. I'm just saying he did it again. He doing the damn thing. Let's get into some videos. I like him. This is Manny Fresh. Said that Iran should not have nuclear weapons. That if they do, they're going to take them out. Barack Obama said the same exact thing. Biden and Kamala
Harris also said the same fucking thing. That they'll take out Iran, they'll take them out because they cannot have this type of weapon. President Trump comes in and takes them out. And the same exact people that agree with Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris are the same ones that are against Donald Trump because of what he just did.
Facts.
Make that shit make sense, man.
Oh, because they hypocrites. Because they ain't had the balls to do it.
Look at this.
Now, this is the Iranian people blocking the Iranian regime from getting to the pilots. Let me start it over.
Look at this.
They're blocking them from getting to the pilots.
So this is apparently a video in Khuzestan of a bunch of Iranian civilians that got together to stop IRGC militants from looking for the fighter pilot. I don't even know if this fighter pilot exists or not, but it doesn't even matter because with how much the country has gone through and how much no one has any money, and you could make a lot of money if you found this guy. And not only are you turning down the money, but you're risking death by standing in the way
Facts.
for one of my people that may not even be real.
Facts.
Look at this.
Facts.
Look at this.
They did. This is them again. Iranian civilians are flooding the streets at night, physically blocking RGC invasion convoys racing to capture the downed U.S. pilot. They are risking their own lives to save a U.S. pilot, the Iranian people. Wow. 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 Now, this is the propaganda from Israel.
Rescue operation of the U.S. Army, which was planned under the guise of an immediate free and escape operation on the pretext of rescuing.
Hey, what up, though, Money Loke? What up?
At an abandoned airport in southern Isfahan, ended in complete failure with the timely presence of the.
Man, I have been in pain. That's why I haven't been able to go live. I'm still in pain, but I got to get back on it.
Armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Following prior information and further examinations by experts present at the scene, it was determined that 2 C-130 military aircraft and 2 Black Hawk helicopters of the U.S. Army were destroyed through the fulfillment of promise and help of Almighty God, as well as the sacred wrath of the soldiers of Islam and the powerful armed forces. This action increased the level of repeated failures of the U.S. Army. It became clear to all that the cowardly and defeated U.S. Army in this imposed war is not considered a dominant or superior force in the face of the divine will of the Iranian armed forces.
Oh, you just got off work?
Glorious
Okay,
and
I'm off till
victorious
Tuesday.
operation, the defeated U.S. president, hastily and falsely, through psychological warfare, tries to escape from the scene of defeat and, like in the past, continues his absurd claims and deflections. Although the reality of the battlefield itself demonstrates the superiority of the powerful armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The so-called rescue operation of the U.S. Army, which... Listen, all that is propaganda from their side, but I got to show both sides. Donald Trump didn't beg Iran to return F-15 pilots. He didn't send Iran pallets of cash. He didn't pay for them to rescue them two downed pilots. He sent in special forces and told them to blow up every terrorist who got in their way. Now that's what he did. He the GOAT. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. But here are the Iranian people who are celebrating. They are so happy we're there. No hijab. They got the hijab off. They have risked their own lives to block the regime from trying to get to them pilots. They literally blocked them. And I showed that earlier. They celebrate now. And it's sad to me that Trump is most hated in his own country, other than Europe. So you see this? Rescued peacefully, without giving billions of dollars for a hostage.
Facts.
Something that the last administration did. They left the soldiers, didn't care about them, but then blessed billions of dollars to Iran to release people.
Facts.
Our Americans. Trump wasn't having that.
Hell no.
Trump went in, got the truth.
Right, Money Low.
That's how you get shit done.
Facts.
A lot of y'all are gonna sit back and say, fuck Trump. He started this shit. That's besides the point. The purpose was to get our soldiers out of there and bring them home safely. And that's what he did.
Facts. That's what he did.
Because I know a lot of y'all gonna sit here and talk so much shit. But where was that same energy when Joe Biden left soldiers for almost a year or so?
In Afghanistan. And billions worth of equipment.
The astronauts in space.
Facts.
And Elon Musk had to come pick them up.
Facts. Come on, tell the truth.
Exactly. You heard it here. Share this, repost. Don't forget to follow and comment below.
That's Manny Fresh. I like him. He's on Instagram. Here's the rescue because I want to do the news.
Rescue for the second crew member of that F-15 fighter shot down in Iran. Happy Easter. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Malahi. Mika has the night off. It was a race to find the officer said to be seriously wounded. Iran's leaders had promised a reward if Iranians got to him first. President Trump called it one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history. Dozens of planes took part, and problems with 2 transport aircraft forced the U.S. military to blow them up rather than have them fall into enemy hands. Iranian leaders called the operation an escape, not a rescue. Earlier, the other member of the downed fighter crew was rescued. So too safe. Now, a former Air Force officer here in Utah has insights on rescues and the military's next moves. Christian Sita is live on this story. Christian. Now, Brian, with the crew safe, now the focus is recovery and reviewing the mission. Mark Hassara, a former Air Force lieutenant colonel, explains that once a pilot is on the ground, he communicates with rescue forces. The process shifts to ensuring their safety, gathering intelligence, and evaluating the mission. Even after a rescue, the operation involves working across air, ground, and special forces, as well as coalition partners. Every step from medical care to debriefing helps improve future missions and keeps service members protected.
He did it.
Gather up my parachute, find my anchor place, communicate with the folks above me. Once I'm in communication with somebody above me and I'm talking to them, then it's very easy to find that person. Now, again, officials say that the next steps are recovery, lessons learned, and planning for future mission.
You can say what you want to say about him. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button, y'all.
The missing crew member from the F-15E fighter jet shot down over Iranian territory Friday has been rescued after an hours-long search.
This is Vince Dayhole TV.
Huge breaking news, and just in time for Easter. We could say this is an Easter miracle, truly, because we found him. That is right. The U.S. has announced it officially found and successfully extracted now the second missing U.S. F-15 crew member over Iran today. This, of course, has come after a pretty dramatic last 24 to 48 hours where we knew that an F-15 went down.
Thank you, Moneylo.
We rescued the first guy who we believe to be the pilot, but the second crew member was missing, right? And apparently he made contact to U.S. forces via encrypted radio, but it was always going to be a race against time. America's trying to get him, but Iran likewise was hunting for this guy. A lot could have gone wrong, but apparently it is now the case. America found him first, and before we get into the details, I just want to say, thank God. Truly, thank God. And what better day when this could happen? And really, it is the type of moment where you just are so proud to be an American. This is America.
Facts. Facts.
Regardless, by the way, of what.
Facts. Proud to be an American. Dun, 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 dun. Man.
Now to developments overnight with the war in Iran. President Trump taking to social media, promising to target Iranian power plants and a bridge on Tuesday. The threat aligning with his 48-hour ultimatum for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz by tomorrow. And this all comes as reaction is pouring into the rescue of a downed U.S. airman. The president posting, quote, "We got him." And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying in part, quote, "All Israelis rejoice in the incredible rescue of a brave American pilot by America's dauntless warriors." This rescue operation reinforces the sacred principle no one is left behind. Here's ABC News reporter Brooke Lynette with more.
This morning, that missing U.S. crew member rescued and safely back in U.S. hands after his F-15 warplane was shot down over Iran. Overnight, President Trump posting that the American, a colonel, is safe and sound. Writing, over the past several hours, the United States military pulled off one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history. At my direction, the U.S. military sent dozens of aircraft armed with the most lethal weapons in the world to retrieve him. Trump also adding that the airman did sustain injuries, but will be all right. US officials telling ABC News the crew member was a weapons systems officer rescued by US military forces in a mission Saturday night, during which two C-130 aircraft got stuck inside of Iran. American forces then deliberately destroying those disabled aircraft so they would not fall into Iranian hands. The US flying in an additional replacement aircraft to bring the airmen and rescue teams out of enemy territory. This was a highly risky mission for US forces racing against Iranians who were also searching for the American airmen after the jet was struck Friday. Iranian state media releasing these images appearing to show parts of the downed aircraft. ABC News has not been able to independently verify them. The other airmen on board that two-seater F-15E rescued the same day. Iran offering a $60,000 bounty to its citizens for the capture of the second American, and targeting US rescue operations, firing at two Black Hawk helicopters Friday. Some crew members injured, but they were able to return to safety. And we're now learning that second American attack jet Iran struck the same day, an A-10 Warthog aircraft, was also involved in the rescue mission to provide close air support, managing to return to Kuwait, where the pilot safely ejected before the plane crashed. The F-15E crash marks the first time Iran has successfully downed a manned American aircraft in this war. The series of incidents Friday raising questions about Iran's military capabilities just days after the president said Iran would not be able to shoot down US aircraft.
They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force.
Now, amid those mounting concerns, Iran saying
We got them. They safe. They safe. Oops. I want to delete that. Oh, shit. Hit the wrong button. So not only that, one of the elite leaders in Iran, we just kicked out the country. So we going there. Oh no, we're gonna finish with the rescue mission. I got one more.
There is a tremendous amount of updates on the development of the Iran conflict. Lots of countries are not allowing military-aged men to leave their country without approval.
Oh, let me Hey sweetie, I'm live, so I'll call you when I finish. Okay. All right.
They might have to stay in the fight. Gas prices are surging. Airplanes are canceling flights. But more importantly, the second pilot that was down from, I think it was the F-15, has now been found, and there's currently a rescue mission taking place. There's a lot to take a look at in this video. I hope you do stick around for the full thing. All I ask is for you guys to take a like, subscribe to the channel, and
This
let's
is
get into this.
Mr.
Starting off with
Sunshine.
the good stuff. The pilot, the second the downed pilot, America and potentially even Israel.
Yeah, we're not gonna play that. I want to see if anything different.
But apparently it is now the case America found him first.
Okay, I can delete that. Now this one messed me up. The United States sent weapons and guns to Iranian protesters through the Kurds in Iraq. This messed me up. So no wonder they was blocking them from finding the American pilots that was gunned down.
Now, the president also provided new details on what happened earlier this year as the Iranian regime took to the streets and slaughtered what the president tells me is 45,000 civilians in their own country. After that took place, President Trump told me the United States sent guns to the Iranian protesters. He tells me we sent them a lot of guns. We sent them to the Kurds, and the president says he thinks the Kurds kept them. He went on to say we sent guns to the protesters, a lot of them. And so a number of headlines here from my conversation with President Trump. All of this taking place more than a month into Operation Epic Fury. And in the aftermath of that successful U.S. operation overnight, to rescue that stranded U.S. service member inside Iranian territory. The president himself ordering that operation after the CIA came on Saturday morning and confirmed that they located where this crew member of an F-15 that was shot down on Friday was located. Again, the president making that decision to send in hundreds of U.S. Special Forces deep into Iranian territory and successfully retrieving that U.S. service member. Guys, I want to make sure I got this correctly. Are you saying that the
Man, he the GOAT. He ain't give him a dime. No money, no nothing. And they put a bounty on that U.S. pilot, like they said, it's 60,000. I'm deleting this stuff. Who is this?
Just for a moment, attention to this video.
Okay, no, I don't want to play that right now. We won't play that one. No. It was people praying around the world for this missing pilot.
The U.S. has confirmed an
This is
F-15
from Asia.
was shot down over Iran, and a rescue mission is underway. The IRGC has confirmed that there is no way that the U.S. pilots are alive. Friends, please join the U.S. for this rescue mission in prayer. If you're in, type amen and share this with other prayer warriors to ask God for a miracle.
Man, listen, God is doing his thing. That's all I got. God is doing his thing.
هناك بلا شك مشاريع كثيرة في العالم هدامة، وللأسف اليوم من أغلب هذه المشاريع الهدامة موجودة في الشرق الأوسط وبجوار المملكة العربية السعودية. هناك نظام إيراني نعرف جميعا أنه هدف أيديولوجي بحت.
That is from, I'm not gonna play that right now. That's from Qatar. Now this is what Obama did. I think this is treason with France.
To rock the international community. French President Emmanuel Macron has secretly negotiated a back-channel deal with Iran, granting French vessels safe passage through the critical Strait of Hormuz amid escalating global tensions. Sources close to the negotiations confirmed that Macron, working behind the scenes, enlisted former U.S. President Barack Obama as a key broker to facilitate the agreement. This move comes at a time when American forces are locked in direct conflict with Iranian-backed militants, highlighting a brazen disregard for allied unity and U.S. interests. President Donald J. Trump, who has long warned about the dangers of weak leadership on the world stage, blasted the pact as the ultimate betrayal by globalist elites who put foreign powers ahead of American lives, vowing to expose every detail and restore strength to America's alliances. The depth of Obama's involvement is nothing short of treasonous.
I'm telling you.
To intelligence insiders who described the former president as a shadowy operator pulling strings from the sidelines. While U.S. troops risked everything in the fight against Iran's aggression, Obama helped forge closer ties between France and the Islamic Republic, paving the way for what could become a full-fledged alliance. This under-the-table diplomacy not only undermines America's wartime efforts, but also echoes the disastrous Iran nuclear deal from Obama's own tenure, which Trump famously did.
Facts. And it was exposed. Now you can see why Trump canceled us out of NATO. He moved us out of NATO because these people, these countries have proved not to be allies. And now NATO is going bankrupt because they get no American money. Now you see why. Macron ain't shit anyway. He ain't shit. He the Illuminati himself. Wait till I get back on his ass. Oh, this Trump.
He didn't think this was going to happen. He didn't think he'd be kissing my ass. He really didn't. He thought he'd be just another American president that was a loser. where the country was going downhill. But Dano, he has to be nice to me. You tell him he better be nice to me. He's gotta be. But it was really something he didn't think this was going to happen.
He mixed no words. He said he be kissing his ass. Go on, Trump. Okay, so this is the Iranian. Okay, we did. I'm not gonna do that one. So this is us, Marco Rubio, kicking out the leaders of Iran out the country. Hold on, let me get. Oh, I can get out of that. Okay, let me delete. I can delete that. No, delete. Yeah, move it. Move it. Here we go. This is Vince Dayho.
Ridiculous immigration stories we've ever covered, and conveniently, it's closely linked to Operation Epic Fury. Because today, Marco Rubio and the U.S. State Department announced that they will be arresting and deporting members of Qasem Soleimani's family from the United States. Now, for context, these people are here because they claim to be seeking political asylum. In other words, they came to the United States claiming that, well, although we are related to Soleimani, we're the dissidents. We're against the regime. We actually fear for
all lies. All lies. I gotta get my cigarettes. I'll be right back.
And it turns out, folks, that absolutely
That was a lie.
none of that was true. They're not against the regime. As a matter of fact, they are public supporters of the regime, publicly saying death to America while living in America, which is deeply ironic and hypocritical on a number of levels. But I suppose when you're dealing with the elite class of an authoritarian regime, it typically does go this way, right? You know, the top members of the Soviet Union claim, oh, hate America, we're going to ban our people from going. And then what are they doing all the time? Hanging out in the West, enjoying Western culture. You know how this type of stuff goes. It's the same behavior. Champagne socialism is the word we often use, although in this case, I guess it is champagne jihadism, right? They tell their people, oh, put on the burqa, Islamic law, and then they come to this country, and I kid you not, for example, you have the daughter of this Soleimani relative, who, we repeat, is supporting the Islamic regime while living in this country, let's say, doing things that would be considered deeply immodest by Islamic Republic standards, right? Enjoying the nightlife, wearing outfits that, let's say, are not exactly allowed under Islamic law, enjoying herself, etc., and it goes on. It turns out, apparently, that on top of the fact they were still supporting Iran, this family repeatedly took several visits and trips back to Iran while they were on supposed asylum and getting green cards. So we repeat, these people, of course, claim that they had to flee for their lives and they were in danger in Iran, and yet they're going back there on a regular basis. Seems like
right. Let me show you the other. So they've been deported back to Iran, as they should be. You can't make this stuff up.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for
this
watching.
This is Paralegal. I love his show.
Like button, my people. You know that helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all do remember about 6 years ago when Donald Trump came out and announced that he had killed a top Iranian general named Qasem Soleimani. Many of you may not have known it. You still may not know why that was such an important, I would say, success for the United States, because during the Iraq War, Soleimani was credited with having helped the Iraqi forces, those who were fighting the United States. You remember when our military was just getting, having a tough time over there in Iraq? Remember things weren't going so well? Well, word on the street, y'all, was that Qasem Soleimani was helping the Iraqi militants make more deadly weapons, particularly improvised explosive devices that were called IEDs. They make these IEDs such that they can punch through all kinds of tank and armored vehicle armor. And they say that he was like the mastermind behind making those IEDs so deadly. And so when Trump got him, y'all, a lot of people celebrated. And now word comes that his niece and his niece's daughter have been living in the United States with permission. And not only that, but that the niece at least continues to support the Iranian regime while living here, y'all. And now Marco Rubio, good old Marco, y'all, he has discovered this, and now looks like they're going to be getting kicked out of the United States.
The niece of a
As they
Iranian
should.
general and her daughter arrested by ICE here in Los Angeles after their green cards were revoked. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says they voiced strong support for the Iranian regime. Fox 7's Rachel Aragon joins us now live from Tonga, where the two had been living. Rachel.
Yeah, with the war in Iran escalating, continuing as we speak right now, Susan, a DHS spokesperson recently stressing that holding a green card here in the U.S., they're calling this, of course, a privilege. They also stress that anyone who poses a serious threat with that status could risk having their legal status here revoked.
Now, in this next segment, y'all, this is so funny. I guess this is going to be her neighbor. He's like, hey, this is just a quiet little street. Nobody would have suspected that we have somebody like that living on our, like, come on, man. Like, what do you expect? What do you expect her to do? I mean, she's just the niece of an Iranian general.
I was surprised. And it was quiet everywhere too.
Residents living along this serene and quiet Tonga neighborhood shocked to learn about their next door neighbors, the niece and grandniece of slain Iranian general Qasem Soleimani. The two were taken into custody by ICE on Friday.
I wasn't home, but my wife told me that they've been like
These are photos of Hamadi Soleimani Afshar, identified as Soleimani's niece.
Where the hijab at? They not supposed to dress like that. Where they hijab? Why they not covered? They supposed to be covered from head to
From their
toe.
Instagram accounts, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said he revoked their green cards, citing Afshar's vocal support for the Iranian regime and social media posts celebrating attacks on U.S. military personnel.
Now, this is an important reason, y'all, that Marco Rubio, that I support what he's been saying, which is that living in the United States is a privilege.
Facts.
It's not something for people who are in the country with a visa. They don't even live here usually, or maybe temporarily. For people who are here with permanent residency, this is a privilege, and you do have to uphold certain norms and expectations of the United States and any country where they go and allow you to live either temporarily or permanently.
Rubio saying on X that until recently, the two have been living lavishly in Los Angeles. In the post, he goes on
In
to say
LA.
the Trump administration will not allow our country to become a home for foreign nationals who support anti-American terrorist regime. Neighbors say the two kept a relatively low profile. I mean, did you ever see them come by?
No, I never saw them.
Time to time we did. It wasn't all the time.
The world is a safer place without these monsters.
This is President Trump in 2020 after Soleimani was killed by a U.S. airstrike in Baghdad. DHS says his niece, Afshar, entered the U.S. in 2015 and obtained a green card in 2021.
So it looks like ICE, y'all. Looks like good old ICE has the niece and her daughter in custody right now. And you have to wonder about those people who have been protesting ICE and who have been against ICE lately. How do they feel about ICE serving this role? How do they feel about this on a whole? Like, do they think that the Iran sympathizing niece of a top general who probably was responsible for the killing of
Supposed to be here? I was shocked behind this information. Go ahead, Marco Rubio. Okay, now I'm gonna go into some old stuff because I need to clear this stuff out. That's a lot of damn nerve. How was they able 2021? Oh, Biden was president. Oh, okay. That's how they got a green card. Well, that makes sense now. I'm gonna be getting into that Pooh Shiesty stuff. That's a good one we could do, Money Low, is Pooh Shiesty. That's a mess. Now this is before or while we went there.
Parking lot holds 3,000 cars. Today, there are 47. Inside, the food court is dark, the bookstore empty.
Wait a minute, hold on. This is the wrong one, but I want to keep this video.
That cost $12 million to build. This is Willow Creek Community Church.
Damn, they must have took that video down. I'm just going to take it down because I can't bring it back. Oh, this another part of them living a lavish lifestyle. Let me see, did they take this down? Yeah, they did. They took that down too. Damn.
Shut up.
Islamic regime is begging the United States for mercy behind closed doors. They won't publicly admit it because they don't want people to find out they're losing control of the country. If you're one of those people who believes the Islamic regime will put up a fight against the United States and Israel, think about this for a second. The regime is so weak, they had to import people from places like Syria, Lebanon, and Afghanistan to take the lives of their own innocent, unarmed civilians. Do you think these imported troops will stick around and fight against the U.S. and Israel? Of course not. They will most likely
Shit, they doing
weapons down.
shit. They still sending drone attacks. They ain't weak as we thought they was. That's all I got to say.
All right, super breaking news, guys. Donald Trump just told the Ayatollah he has to make a deal or he's going to be removed. He said, I tried to make a deal with him last time. And last time he made a deal, he didn't want to make a deal that resulted in Operation Midnight Hammer, which didn't go so good for him, which is why they took out the nuclear sites in Iran. So let me tell you why this is big news, okay? Because one, the Armada just got there with the USS Abraham Lincoln. Two, Trump just said that a bigger Armada is on the way. Three, there's many, not only is that Armada there, but the Air Force is there as well, many Air Force troops, and many ground support troops as well. The Armadas that are there and the one that's coming, which is rumored to be bigger than the first, is much bigger than the force that was around Venezuela when they took out the prime minister slash kingpin of Venezuela. This one is much bigger than that force, and the exact same Delta force that was there that took him out and arrested him is present in Iran right now. The exact same people. So let me help you understand this. And also for people that don't understand Trump, or maybe not American, didn't vote for Trump, don't know Trump the way that I do, the way that we do. When Donald Trump says make a deal, he's not saying I'm going to allow him to stay in the regime in Iran if he just stops protesters. That's not what he means. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is, by make a deal, he means he's either going to make a deal to unconditionally surrender and be removed from the power and the regime change and give it over peacefully, or he's going to...
Now he telling the truth right there, because guess what? He dead now. But some says he is but some people are saying he's exiled to Russia, and he's suffering all these burns. Okay, I'm gonna delete that. That's old. Okay, I'm gonna delete that.
I want to read this to you to show you how in denial and how stupid is the Islamic Republic regime. The Iranian Foreign Minister, Saeed Abbas Araghchi, our brave armed forces are prepared, with their fingers on the trigger, to immediately and powerfully respond to any aggression against our beloved land, air, and sea. The valuable lessons learned from the
Well, you had some success. Because you did shoot down them two F-15s, but we went in and got our pilots back.
To the far left in America, do not compare your bullshit with what's going on in Iran. Okay, you're privileged. You guys are absolutely psychotic, crazy, privileged. You have way too much privilege to even think that you're oppressed. Okay, you don't like the fucking president? You know what? Wait until you have to go to the ballot box. 47 years, and people in Iran are trying to get rid of the regime that's literally exterminating anybody who's against them, anybody that they know is against them, and you want to compare that to Iran. You want to compare yourself to Iran. Psychotic. Get some help. To the far left in America,
Facts. Get some damn help. And if you support communism, take your ass to Russia, move to China, move to North Korea, move to a communist country, go to Cuba that don't have no infrastructure, no oil, no electricity. Take your ass. Well, I would say Venezuela, but that's different.
Let's watch this video. The parking lot. Let's watch.
Okay, that must be. We're gonna delete that. This is what they did to their people.
Brothers.
Oh damn! I done turned off my phone.
Look at this scene. Brothers in Africa.
Oh wait a
Buried
minute.
alive, kidnapped, taken there. Only their necks out of the cold mud.
Oh, that's not it. Oh, this is it. This is what they did to their people. And anybody who can support that, doing that to your people. I gotta delete that.
Are you pro women's rights? Of course. Being pro women's rights, who do you think is more for women's rights? The Trump administration or the Iranian regime? Don't really know anything about the Iranian regime, but I'm against Trump, so I guess I'll go Iranian regime. If it's between the two. What rights do we not have here as women?
Crazy.
I don't want to be in this anymore. If you had to pick. If I had to pick, like, guns in my head, shoot me, like, I don't know. Iran? Yeah. Iran is in the Middle East. Absolutely, yeah. Well, probably not the Trump. Okay, if I had to pick, probably Iranian militarization. Like, Trump is just evil.
Crazy.
In so many ways, yeah. So, do you think the Iranian regime is more pro women's rights? Yeah. Under the Iranian regime, mandatory hijab is enforced by law. Women are arrested for dress code violations.
Unbelievable. Americans are stupid.
Easier access to divorce and custody. Women activists are jailed and tortured. Sexual abuse occurs in detention. Protesting is criminalized. Women are banned from top political roles. Expression online is censored. Access to certain jobs is restricted. Women are paid less than men. Girls can be married at a young age. Reproductive rights are limited. Internet surveillance targets women. Women are punished for singing or dancing. Women's testimony is worth less in court. But yeah, orange man bad. Are you pro women's rights? Of course. Being pro women's rights, who do you think is...
Americans are dumb as fuck. especially the white liberal women. Okay, I think I'm gonna do 2 more.
Hands off Iran.
What about the women of Iran that are asking to be free?
We'll let people in Iran determine their own destiny.
They've been trying to liberate themselves for a while. So we are in New York City, and I was curious, who are the people that are calling for hands off Iran now?
We're trying to, liberate Iran from, the oppressors.
Who are the oppressors?
Oppressors, Israel state, American government. I see a regime in Iran that has looked at every opportunity to de-escalate the situation.
Wow, unbelievable.
Religious title, no different than a rabbi or a minister. This is just a free expression for some people, not the government.
There's no Iranian that wants their country to be bombed by a fake country like Israel and by American imperialism.
The people of Iran are carrying regional liberation on their backs, and it is our moral imperative to stand firmly behind them.
I mean, I'm from the Middle East. I'm from Afghanistan. Being in America right now is such a privilege, and I think it's something we forget about. So it's a privilege because you have all the rights, right? I don't know which media you are with, so I'm gonna leave it. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna talk to you. Thank you.
Young people in America are confused at best and brainwashed at worst. And it is our job to do the best that we can with American values and with actual peace.
Americans are dumb, especially this white liberal woman. I'm gonna end with this one. This is the port of Iran being bombed. And you know what's so messed up to me? Then you have the gay people who say the Iranian regime is better. But if they find out you gay over there, you are unalive. They dumb too. I'm like, you can't make this shit up. You cannot make this up at all. I'm gonna end with this.
You know what? Why did President Trump suddenly cancel the strike on Iran? For me, that man is 10 steps ahead of others, and this is a masterclass in strategy and warfare. Last week, the entire world was bracing for war. The Pentagon was ready. Iranian airspace was shut down. Markets were on edge. Everyone expected the attack. And then, minutes before launch, President Trump called it off.
Come on.
President Trump issued a press release saying he did not attack due to assurances that the killings had stopped. The media said he backed down because regional partners advised him not to do so, but they were wrong. What actually happened next was a masterclass in modern warfare. Believing an attack was imminent, Iran exposed everything. They moved air defenses. They relocated leadership. They activated emergency bunkers. They rerouted communications. They shifted money. They revealed command structures. They showed exactly where power flows and where it hides. I bet during this, Iran's every move was tracked, every signal intercepted, every contingency mapped. There was no strike because it was never about the strike. It was a massive intelligence operation. America and Israel learned more about Iran in days than they had in years. Because the truth may be, America did not have everything they needed to take Iran in one go. I feel now they may have. Now America knows everything it didn't know last month. That's a masterclass in strategy. That's President Trump. You know what? Why did President Trump suddenly cancel the strike?
Wow.
For me,
Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Be right back.